Hi, this is Fatima. Here let us discuss about the attribute routing using tokens in ASP.NET Core MVC. Before proceeding to this video, watch my previous video where we have discussed about what is this attribute routing in ASP.NET Core MVC. Tokens in attribute routing. In ASP.NET Core, the route attribute support token replacement means we can enclose the token such as controller or action within the pair of square braces. These tokens are then replaced with the values of the controller and action method name where the route are defined. So the advantage is that in future if you rename the controller or the action method name, then we don't need to change the route template. The application is going to work with the new controller and the action method names. Let us understand this with example. This is an ASP.NET Core web application we have created with a simple empty project template. Let us use this in order to understand the attribute routing using tokens in ASP.NET Core MVC application. If you see here, we already mentioned the attribute routing using the direct controller name. For this home controller class, we mentioned it as the home. For this index action method, to mention the action name, we specified index itself. Instead, we can mention the tokens with the controller name or the action method name, action name within the square braces here. So let us modify this home controller class. So let us apply the token controller on this home controller. And at the same time we are applying action token for the action methods. So instead of the direct name, we replaced with tokens now. For controller, we mentioned controller within the square braces, and for the action, we mentioned action within the square braces. With these changes in place, now let's run the application. When you navigate to the home index, you can see the output that comes from the index action method of the home controller class, even if we mention token instead of the actual controller name here. Similarly, we can access the details action method also. Navigate to home, details. We can see the output as expected. If we want all of our action method to apply this action token, then instead of including this action token on each and every action methods, we can apply it only once on the controller. So let us do that. Slash action token. So now we can remove here. So we removed the route attribute for the action here and placed it at the home controller, and we also removed the route attribute for the specific actions token here and placed it at the controller. With these changes in place, now let's run the application. If we navigate to the home details action method, it displays output as expected. Even if we navigate to the index action method, you will get the output for the home index action method. You will get the output as expected, that is the index action method of the home controller class. In this attribute routing, we need to define the routes using the route attributes with the controller and the index action methods. The main difference between the attribute routing and the conventional routing in ASP.NET Core is, in attribute routing, we need to define the routes using the route attribute within the controller and the action methods. The attribute routing offers a bit more flexibility than the conventional based routing. However, in the conventional based routing are useful for controllers that serve the HTML pages. On the other hand, these attribute routings are useful for controllers that serve the RESTful APIs. So we can mix this conventional based routing with the attribute routing in the single application. Hope you enjoyed this video. Our next video is about list view in ASP.NET Core MVC. Thank you.